I mean, how cool is this thing? Have a look at this. Your own NFC key to put your own profiles for aura sync, macros, etc. Looks like something from a sci-fi movie. So this comes with Windows 10 Home. What the luck? Come on, let's get rid of that Windows Home. Let's get some Windows Pro. Copy and paste my code from the description. You can also get Office 2019. Just paste my code. Woof, it's Windows Pro time. Right, Taliado champs, now let's have a look at this SCAR 3, ROG SCAR 3, and this thing is epic. I can tell you now, this is gaming laptops done right. 240Hz display, 3 millisecond response, the fastest display on a gaming laptop, that's a fact. And have a look at this, 300 FPS, baby. Playing Overwatch, medium settings, it was hitting the cap. I could have went over 300 frames per second. Super buttery smooth. When you get a game that can push those 240 frames per second on this display, it's like, woof, it is butter. It is absolute butter, super smooth. So anyway, this model here comes with an i7-9750H. You can get up to a 99 if you like as well. RTX 2070 Max P, not Max Q, the full banana here. 16 gigabytes dual channel RAM. That glorious 240Hz display, 3 millisecond response. Now you can upgrade. I'll cover that in the review, and down in the description I do have links to my recommended RAM and SSDs for upgrading laptops, also my recommended laptops down there too. And I gotta say, it is one of my favorite gaming laptops for gaming. I mean, 240Hz displays on like Arrows and Razer blades, they don't make sense. Or it's not that they don't make sense. The problem is the Max Qs usually can't push those frames. Unless you're playing like CSGO or something, or you can actually do Overwatch it. That's sort of like over 200 if you lower down the settings. But that affects the battery life. And on those sort of thin and premium laptops, I want good battery life. I'd rather have a 144Hz display on this. But when you come to a gaming laptop like this, give me the 240Hz. Now, it doesn't have a Thunderbolt 3 though, so you win some, you lose some. So anyway, let's first look at the thermals. Let's run through Cinebench here. On the left is stock, on the right is undervolted, minus 150 millivolts. Now what you'll notice is on the left you can hit up to 90 watts on the stock configuration because that is the cap. It'll hit 90 watts. And then once the temperatures reach a certain point or it hits the duration of what the turbo boost is set for, then it will back off to about 3.4, 3.3, something like that. Now what you notice on the right is those clocks will stay up higher for longer. So it will stay at the 4 GHz, which is its maximum with this CPU, and it will stay up there longer. You also notice that it only uses up to 80 watts, like 10 watts less because of that undervolt. Now the clock will still come down, and it will come down to 3.5, 3.4, a little bit faster, but overall it gets a higher score, of course, as you'd expect. But you'd expect, why isn't it staying at 4 GHz? It's not temperature. You can look at the temperature, it's not that. And that's just, you will have to mess around with the duration that you can set the boost. So you have to go into Intel XTU and set the duration of the boost to a longer period if you want to go 4 GHz for longer. But I just undervolted it, and there are the scores. You can see a big difference there in the scores. I'll leave the full run at the end of this video. Now let's have a look in game. Now this is such a good laptop that most of the times it will maintain its clock of 4 GHz the whole time during gaming. Only Battlefield, it would maybe dip down to 3.8, 3.7, but not much more than that. And it would only dip down a little bit, you know. It wasn't like a prolonged period. So undervolting won't make a difference so much in keeping that CPU clock up because it's at its maximum already. It's a really good thermal design. You're not getting crazy temperatures. It won't even hit 90. And that's stock. Now, if you undervolt it, yeah, you might reduce the temperatures a little bit of fan noise, but the FPS isn't really affected that much because the clocks are already right up there anyway. But what you can see clearly in this video is when I undervolt it, you get up to 5-10 watts difference in the power draw. So the CPU clock will still be the same, that 4 GHz, but you're using 5 to 10 watts less power. So that's got to be good for temperatures. It's going to be good for fan noise, but not so much for extra speed. So what about gaming? How good is it for gaming? Wow, it's friggin' epic. I mean, RTX 2070 is no joke in its full form in this chassis. pretty much get absolute maximum beans out of this. As I said before, Battlefield was the only one where it slightly dipped in frequency of the CPU. Temperatures are well controlled, not even an issue. It is loud. That's the byproduct of having a gaming laptop that is so efficient in cooling. But that being said, it's no louder than any other gaming laptop in my experience, and I've reviewed tons of them. Basically, once you start getting over 50 decibels, it's hard to tell the difference between 53 and 58. Like, it's really hard. It's just loud. That's all you know. And external heat, not even an issue either. So you're going to get absolute max performance out of this Max P RTX 2070. The CPU's going as hard as it can go. And I only noticed every now and then the occasional micro stutter, and that probably is power limit throttling because it's certainly not temperature. So maybe they can fix that with the BIOS. Wasn't a big issue, but every now and then it would happen. And the temps looked fine, so I'm pretty sure it's power limit throttling. Because the power of this thing is amazing. Like, to give maximum full performance out of these parts in this, it's got to be one of the best gaming laptops going around this series. Serious, if you're just into gaming, this is the one to get. Have a look at the scores, have a look at the benchmarks, check out the runs. You'll see on screen, I captured it all. You'll see all the telemetry. You'll see that even at ultra settings, you're nearly pushing 100 frames per second pretty much every game, or at least high 90s. Even Witcher was like in the 70s. And when you lower it down to medium, everything's over 100 FPS. And, you know, something like CSGO, you know, Fortnite, Overwatch, you're going to be able to get those frames right up there over 200 and get the best experience with this 240 Hz display. So anyway, stay tuned for more videos on this. Smash a like. Catch you next one, guys. Tally ho.